good stakeholder analysis is not about you, and it is not about what you want from your stakeholders. In order to do good stakeholder analysis, you need, for a time, to see the world through your stakeholders' eyes. You want to ask who has an interest in this issue, who is affected by our achieving this objective or our work as we do achieve this objective, and who could influence the outcomes for better or for worse. So essentially you're asking who cares about this objective, or more broadly, this organization. You have to consider multiple fields. So I do want you to consider stakeholders in the donor field. I want you to consider stakeholders in the operational field. And then there may be in government stakeholders or intergovernmental stakeholders that can have some say in one of these questions. They're interested in the work, they can hinder the work or help the work, or they're affected by the work itself. All right? So here's the first look at the matrix that actually embeds the method. It embeds a lot of questions that you're asking yourself systematically. So the first thing you do is you identify your stakeholders, and then you ask yourself how they define a win. Back again to that question of measured by. How are they going to know that they're getting what they want? Now this is where it gets even more interesting. What goals would this stakeholder give you, your organization? This is where you really, it's not goals you want for them, and it's not goals that you want them to want for you, right? It's goals that they have, that they would give you so that they can get the wins they want. And then, we'll come back to this later, you ask yourself, what resources does your organization need to act on the goals that this stakeholder would give to you? And then you ask yourself, not what your planning horizon is, but what is the stakeholder's planning horizon? And what is the stakeholder's average response time? So the purpose of stakeholder analysis is to clarify how different kinds of people that we need to work with relate to the project, the objective, or the organization. And we do it because we want to put our resources, our scarce resources, to good effect managing relationships with the stakeholders who are most critical to accomplishing the most important objectives of our organization.